I feel the ground shake the way you coming for me. I got a bounty on my head the way you gunning for me. Yeah, some days I feel the world is running at me, so I'ma chase a big bag and keep some money on me. I feel the ground shake the way you coming for me. I got a bounty on my head the way you gunning for me. Yeah, some days I feel the world is running at me, so I'ma chase this big bag and keep some money on me. And they all told me it's all in your head. I ran into the doctors and I walked out with meds. And you heard it all before with the same old story. Popping pills never really did good for me. Never really was a big fan of crowds. I wasn't even swimming, I could feel myself drown. I swear I wasn't tripping, but always on the ground. What I found, the people here that's with me now. The people here that's with me now. And that's what I found. People here that's with me now. Yeah, one thing, I'ma tell you what I know. I lost a part of me when I let you go. Ay, I never felt this way, I'm caught up in the smoke. I've been drinking this away, welcome to the shit show. Yeah, but we could do this, baby, we could really grow. Remember that time when the band hit the road? I had like 20 shows way across the map, but then I drove my ass back. Baby, tell me, don't you know?
I just hope you remember me and all the good times we had together.
You as well. How you doing?
Good.
I like the nameplate up there.
Well, I like your artistic compound there. Look at that. Look at that beautiful creativity compound you got there. Beautiful.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So like the audio audience won't be able to see it, but you know, it's a beautiful canvas of black and white, just art, just beautiful, beautiful modern graffiti kind of art. Beautiful stuff.
Thank you.
But anyway, absolutely, Maxwell. So yeah, obviously, you know, to introduce you to our audience, you know, R&B soul artist, you know, you have a tints of country in your music. You know, you were the DJ for popular Chicago duo Sicko Mob. And you're now releasing your own stuff, which is fantastic. I mean, Runnin, about the battle with anxiety. And yeah, I mean, not just Running, you know, but Won't Fold, Tuesday Night, all great in their own way, Maxwell.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I mean, we'll get to the music in a second, but how are you doing? Where are you coming to us from, Maxwell?
I'm doing well. I'm back home in Chicago. I'm at my music studio, my little artist den, my workspace.
Yeah. I got you. I got you. Cool, cool. And how are things in Chicago with COVID? Are you guys performing live? Are things opening back up?
Very slightly, in the slightest bit of, like, you know, there's certain venues that are like having like sit down, 6 feet apart, very like low key kind of ordeals. But as far as big venues go, as far as big shows go, they are definitely not happening right now.
Not there yet. Okay, but it looks like there's hope. It looks like we're getting out of the weeds. Good.
Yeah,
good to hear, Maxwell. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, you've always been you've been writing music since 2013, Maxwell. How did songwriting start for you? I mean, were you always a writer? Like that's pretty late in the game, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say I was always a writer, but it wasn't until high school I had the opportunity to open up start a poetry club in my high school with this one English teacher. And from there, you know, the ball just kind of kept rolling. But I knew I always wanted to do music, but I didn't start really focusing on my writing style and technique until I was about 15 or 16.
Wow, unbelievable. And look how good and layered you are now. It's unbelievable. That's really great.
I mean, yeah, it's been a long process of learning and then feeling, all right, I'm ready to do this, let's go.
Sure. And, you know, Maxwell, you know, your music has so many layers, like so many inspirations from so many genres. What are some of the artists that like, you know, that really like, you know, made your heart sing and made you want to do this for a living?
Well, I mean, every like step in life, every like year that I got older and stuff like that, there was like a lot of different artists that had a huge impact. So like as far as like a young Maxwell Planes goes,
yeah,
it was like I got introduced to a 50 Cent CD when it came out, and that didn't leave my CD player till I was like in 6th grade. And then I got introduced to like Bob Marley and reggae and stuff like that, and that basically ran all the way into high school. And then high school was like really Bone Thug and Harmony influenced, leading into like almost like even like Grateful Dead folky kind of like
nice
stuff like that. But as of recently, I've just been listening to a lot of who's really out right now, trying to like
Yeah,
catch a vibe. I've been listening to a lot of soul music
cool.
and the yeah, there's a lot of good
Absolutely.
soul music coming out nowadays. Duran
Love it.
Jones and the Indications.
Really, that's nice. Awesome. Good recommendation, Maxwell. And I mean, Running, special song, obviously, about anxiety, and you talk openly about your struggles with it, Maxwell. And I think that the pandemic has kind of like opened up the conversation a little bit, right? It's made like that topic less of a taboo. I think people are coming forward saying like, yeah, like most of us suffer from this one way or another. Has it made it like easier for you, Maxwell? Basically, your struggles with anxiety, like knowing that pretty much now everyone is talking openly that they too are kind of suffering from this in a way or another.
Um, yes, but in a very weird way, not in a way you would think.
Uh-huh.
And I would say like all the people who are around me are starting to really notice their anxieties. They're starting to notice their state of depressions and stuff like that.
Sure.
And people surround me, and me having to necessarily like respond to that kind of makes me forget about my own anxieties and depressions and stuff like that.
Right.
So I mean, it is, yes, but in a weird
In
way.
a weird way. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the video for Running is also a special video. We must have seen it like 8 times since yesterday in production in the research stuff, man. I mean, you got that cool Nike gear going on, and Chicago is like it looks beautiful in it. And it's cool because you go through Chicago, and you show Chicago in like both. It's beautiful as a city, but you also see some of the characters and some of like the pain that goes around. What was the inspiration there for like this juxtaposition of Chicago in the video?
So for the running video,
Yeah.
basically I had my team, my people who I work with, and this video was shot literally outside the door to where I am right
Oh,
now.
nice. Okay.
So basically it was just kind of just me showing my surroundings, my everyday surroundings of where I'm at every single day.
Cool.
And I just, it's a nice little weird industrial kind of part of Chicago that has a lot of, character to it.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't anything fake. He wasn't like Hollywood staging. It was the real Maxwell.
The real deal Holyfield.
I love it. I love it, man. And another one of your songs that I love is "Remember Me." Right? Such a visceral, strong experience of a song. And as a listener, Maxwell, first of all, I just want to thank you for putting those feelings out into the open, into the universe, because that must have taken guts. And as a listener, thank you, first of all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. When you're writing a song like this, Maxwell, that is so personal, that it came from a place of struggle, do they come easy? And the reason why I ask is because we recently, we heard Yola and Brandy Carlisle, and they were saying that people assume that when you're like in these dark places, that like the lyrics just come out, that like you're on the knees during like, and like you're just getting inspired, but that for them it's not the case. For them it's like after. So I wanted to ask about your perspective, like when you're like in a situation like this, does the songwriting come during, or is it more like after?
Well, I definitely wrote this song after the
Yeah.
fact. Um, I wasn't doing a lot of writing during
Sure.
that whole process. That was a time in my life where I was heavily production focused, doing a lot of
Right.
production work for people out here in Chicago and stuff, but also being in a band for somebody else, playing and learning their music and stuff.
Cool.
But there's a lot of my songs that involve deep moments of like real things that have happened to me and that, happened to a lot of people. And
Yeah.
I would say that in the moment of it happening, I'll like get in, a mode where I'm by myself and I'm like, I'll throw, you know what, let me throw some words out there, and I'll put some words down in my phone in the notes or whatever. And then
Right.
I'll visit it later when I'm like either level-headed or just ready to approach it in a way
Sure.
of
Sure.
let me break down what really happened.
Cool. Cool. But one of the things we love about your music, Maxwell, is and I tell you this, like one of your most inspirational things, I don't even know if you're aware of this, is that you, through your music, listening to the songs, the theme is that like you are able to tell the world that, listen, problems are part of life, but it's how you handle them that makes a difference. It's almost like it's almost like your theme is like, Maxwell Planes, like life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Like what if even the biggest challenges are here to make you grow? And I think that's one of your biggest like beautiful things that come out of your music, Maxwell.
I appreciate that. I'm a big believer that things happen for a reason and that there are lessons behind it all. So
Exactly. There you go. So yeah, Maxwell, you've toured with Rick Wilson for a few years. You work with pretty cool people like Corey Henry and with Terrence Martin you've worked with. What are some of the common patterns that you notice in successful people like this that you can take in your career as you keep growing?
yeah, that's a great question. One thing that I would definitely say that I've noticed is that when you're in a team and you find yourself in not just in a team, when you're working by yourself and a team doesn't matter, and you find yourself in a situation where there's big players involved, you see people making moves involved, and you
Yeah.
want to use that as an opportunity to say, hey, look, I can do this too. I want to do this too. I would say the key to that is basically being as helpful as you can,
Mm,
but at the same time, staying out the way as much as you can.
interesting.
And that becomes like people kind of see you as an easy person to be around. And in elevating in this crazy industry, you kind of can't be a liability to be around. You can't be someone who's giving people, oh, I don't know if I could have so-and-so around because so-and-so might be there, ooh, this and that.
Yeah.
But as long as you're a person that they're like, oh yeah, he's good, like you can vouch for him. He's responsible, and you
Yeah.
keep a good, hardworking like reputation.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I agree. I agree. And actually, you made me realize something, Maxwell. When you're starting a project and you're getting your team together, do you sit down with your team in those first meetings and you tell them like, listen, with a song like Running or whatever, like I have this idea in my head, help me elaborate it like as a team? Or are you more like, I have a noise, I know exactly what I want it to sound like, just help me put it out there?
Can I curse? Is
Yeah,
that
hell yeah, absolutely.
all right? Well, one thing that I when it comes to the music process, I'll put together something and then I will showcase it to my people and I will tell my people, I need you to shit on this. Tell me everything that you hate about this,
I love that.
stuff like that. And then I'll take those opinions and either I'll take the opinion and do something with it or I won't, like I don't, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, like it is my music, but I truly value those opinions and stuff like that.
Nice.
And then when it comes to like doing something like the Runnin music video, I know a lot of talented people who are near me. So in this case, there's a studio down the hall from my studio, and I went there, showed him the song, and I said, do you have any ideas of what you see as far as when you listen? Like, what are the images that are popping in your head? And from there, conversation builds, and
Nice.
then things start to move.
So you're very open to the universe. I love that. That's super cool, Maxwell. You'd be surprised. Not everyone is like that. Um, yeah, absolutely, Maxwell. So listen, you've been so generous with your time. What are some of the plans for 2021, Maxwell? I know you got new music coming up. I mean, your music is gonna be amazing live. Are we gonna hear it live? What's going on?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Definitely gonna have an incredible live set. So I do want that to start moving, but as well as continue to be touring with Rick as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully things will get moving. I'm really big into not being stationary. So I want to, always I'm sitting on a lot of music that I can just continuously give.
Nice.
That's the plan, is drop music, drop videos, drop music, drop videos, but still be moving, touring, going to do shows, this and that. I want to get the ball back rolling. We've been kind of sitting still this past year.
Amazing, brother. Well, listen, I mean, it's been an honor to have you. Your music is amazing. What a great talent you are. We can't wait for you to tour the US, come to Nashville, rock us out with your tunes. We would love to have you, man.
I appreciate that. I will, for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Take care, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.